All right, guys, working on 2006 Acura TL. This is a car that I bought for my daughter maybe a year ago or so. It's her first car. She's in college. Actually, just went to her first college graduation yesterday. So she had finished up her criminal justice program, and she she had multiple majors, so she's still going to school even for more stuff, which is awesome. Totally applaud education. Very proud of her. And this is the second drop of the tranny fluid. So I changed the fluid a couple times. All right, so the hose is super flexible. So what I ended up doing was zip tying it to the screwdriver, flushing up the end so that when I sit the screwdriver in, it's just sitting right at the bottom, and that stops that from going all crazy. So when I hit the button, it's right at the bottom, so it's always in there, and it's worked great like that. And I can stop it. I've given it a little over 3 quarts. I'll try that and check it and go through my procedures. I'm gonna be draining this a couple times anyway, so I'm gonna fill it, drain it until my drain starts coming out with nice red fluid, working it through to get it through there. That's how I do it. I don't want to flush it because I've heard a lot of people have problems with flushing it with the high pressure and stuff. I just drain and fill. I've never flushed. I've always just multiple drain and fills. All right, let me get back at it. Button this thing up and check it a few times and keep moving. I don't really have anything to lose. Typically, if you got a car, it's got 250,000 miles on it and a person's never changed the transmission fluid, and it might run even worse. But Honda product, they're pretty solid. I'm changing the filter. So this is what I like to use my roll cart for. Like when I gotta do stuff like this, I like to have my sockets, the stuff that I'm gonna use for the job. I like to have my stuff kind of handy, and I pull it in front of the car. So I got my Mac Tool shallows and my Snap-on metric mid-lengths, and I shouldn't need the deeps, and I might need some 1/4-inch stuff. So oh yeah, might need the super shallows though, so we'll get that Snap-on super shallow set, and we'll grab a tray of metric 1/4-inch stuff. Grab a couple ratchets. We'll get the big boy just in case I gotta break something loose big, and then I'll take the I like these hard handles. Take this Coke in and swivel head. That should get it. And just in case, I'll take, and now I need a 1/4-inch ratchet, so I'll just grab the 1/4 set, and we'll go over. So this is what we got. Starting off, grab a few sockets, grab a few ratchets, and an impact gun. Time to go to work. Let's get it. So I'll let in my roll cart, and I probably need to grab a, I don't have my mag boot on there. I normally have my mag boots on here. They're probably in my truck. Anyway. Get a set of wrenches. Metric, of course. And this is why I never put these wrenches in. I keep this set of Snap-on Front Drive Plus wrenches. I don't put them in the organizers because when it's time for me to work on something, I like to be able to grab these and put it in my loadout for my my roll cart. So all right, now we're ready to rock and roll. Got a nice little loadout in my roll cart. Now I can go. Got the sockets and my wrenches. And I just like to bring that very close to the vehicle I'm working at so you can see. I like to have my roll cart like right beside the vehicle. Now I go to work. Alright, so I need some deep sockets. Grab my Snap-on deeps. And if that doesn't work, I'll go for a pass-through set. Alright. Bam. Alright, let's get this. Get the battery out. I gotta get the transmission filter out. Guy at O'Reilly's. I mean, the guy is a pretty good guy, but I asked him a question because this is not my car and I didn't do any research on it. So I went to try to go get the filter. He was like, oh yeah, I can order it, but man, you got to take the transmission out and you got to take the transmission apart to get to it. Like, okay. So I didn't order it. Came home, watched a YouTube video, and the thing is almost like changing an oil cooler. It's just underneath a couple of these things. Dude was totally off base. I'd rather you just say, man, I don't know. And the picture that he showed me in the computer for the filter is not even close to what it really looks like. You know what they say, good help, hard to find. All right, so these should be 10s. So get 10 millimeter. I gotta check this camera, see, get a good angle. Yes, the deep sockets were a good bet. All right, do I have any parts trays? Remove these, and I typically have a table out here to put all my parts on. Get a ratchet. I'll go with a 1/4 inch ratchet with a 10 millimeter socket. Take the battery cables loose. Tray lifts out on this car. Yep. Take the whole battery tray out. And oily mess. That looks like an 8. Grab me a couple extensions too. Yep, a relatively new air filter, so someone has, or that might just be a guide stud. That's different. Alright. Just set this box. Remove the air filter. Oh no, that thing looks horrible. I'll replace that. Locking extension, Pittsburgh. Are these captive or no? Yeah, I think they are. It's got one in it, and the other one is up here. Alright, and that comes out. That's what we're getting after right here, guys. The transmission filter's right there. Transmission filter right there. You know, the guy didn't know what he's talking about. That's why I love YouTube. You know, old dragonfly. You must have got in there and got cooked, bro. So, I mean, we're basically at it. You know, move this ground. Put that bolt there. Move that guy out of the way just for a little more access. Shallow kit out. This is a snap-on shallow. A lot of people is like, yo, this is good, but it's made like a wrench. It kind of digs in your hand. One thing I like about it is you can just put a wrench extender on it. Yeah, that's real tight. That's a wrench. That's real tight. You're not getting that. That's gonna take a wrench. Mountain wrenches would have been the trick for that. It's loose, but not quite loose enough to take off with my fingers and get my icon offset. Ratcheting wrenches, 10 millimeter. Yeah, ratcheting wrench. Yeah, if I had metric mountain wrenches, that would totally be the trick right here. But my mountain wrenches are standard. But I do have these snap-on copies. The icon. I don't like the ratcheting wrenches that much because when I'm in a tight spot like that, normally the heads are too big, but that one fit. So I don't own a set of the snap-on ratcheting wrenches like this, but this works. So that's good. Got the ground cable out. I need all the room to get that filter off. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to get at. Keep old Snappy in my pocket. So, and it's magnetic. I can set him up like that. And so this is like a banjo boat. And that banjo boat, when the filter starts to disintegrate, it clogs the holes in that banjo boat sometimes. So I will go ahead and get that. think it's a 17. Let's see, I'll use a max socket for that. This is an 18. Let's see what it is. 18's kind of loose. So there's a 17. It's going to be kind of tight. As you can see, there's not much room at all for that, so I'll be using my low profile set. Get that low profile snap on, because there's not enough room for the socket and the ratchet. But with this snap on, fits right in there, and I can so this is where people like, you know, this is where it hurts your hand, because the ratchet is short, the bolt is tight. Well, I just use a wrench extender. Since it's made like a wrench, I got an OEM Tools wrench extender. Snap on, lifetime warranty. This should not be 100 and some odd foot-pounds, so I'm not worried about breaking the ratchet. And if it does, I guess it's still early. I'll catch my snap-on man before he goes home. So that's my setup. I got the wrench extender on that snap-on low profile ratchet, which is the only thing that's gonna fit in there besides the wrench, and crack, no problem. Didn't hurt my hands. And now I can take it out the rest of the way. Let's get the light where it needs to be at, man. Yeah, stick it right there. And let's see what we have. As you can see, you see what I mean? My wrench is like dead on the firewall as I got that loose enough. So I totally couldn't fit a normal ratchet in there. That's why I like having these little specialty sets and stuff. This stuff comes in handy. It makes the job a little easier. Alright, so now I'm just taking that banjo bolt out. I'm sure fluid and everything will leak out. I'm gonna keep my hand on this so it doesn't fall. And I'm gonna change this fluid again, and look what we got, guys. You see that? Little pieces of filter material clogging up the holes of the banjo boat. Ha! Causing the transmission to shift erratically hard. That's gonna be our problem. So I'll move this transmission line out of the way. I'll probably buy me a set of those metric mountain wrenches, because everything on here would be a lot easier with those wrenches. They're super long, and that zero offset, which is what I'm using, I'm just using it on a power torque straight. Then I'm going to go back to my icon. Oh, but the tooth count isn't good enough. It's too much back drag on this to get it, because after it broke loose. So now I gotta pull out my 1/4 inch ratchet, my power ratchet. I'll get my other battery. I have some like super stubby 1/4 inch. I don't think I'll need them for this. I think I can get it just with these. Like on a lot of the YouTube videos, they were like saying that the last bolt was really hard, and maybe that's because, you see, my ratchet doesn't have a lot of space. and the bolt might be long. Yeah, I guess that's what they're talking about, is because there's not a lot of space for the power ratchet. So I'm gonna switch out. I do need my super stubbies. Get my super stubbies, which are right here, and you can put a wrench on them. So I could go with a ratcheting wrench with these as well. These I've had for years. Got them from O'Reilly's Auto Parts. There's a 10 millimeter, no skips either, guys, on these. It even has like the 11 and stuff. There's my 10 millimeter. That's the stubby versus that's the regular Tecton 10 millimeter socket. So it's a big difference. I'm gonna put that on here, and now I got a lot more room to get those out. Yep. Now, at some point, like now, I still won't be able to get it all of the way, but I'm able to get it most of the way. See, when it starts to hit, when I feel it hitting the frame, I just stop and I'll get a different tool, like a regular ratchet, a 1/4 inch ratchet, to get it the rest of the way. All right, boom, got that one. Let's put the tools in there. Let's set the tools up here. I could just get these out by hand after I've gotten them that far out with the stubby socket and whatnot. I can just really get them out by hand. So yeah, everybody was like, the bottom bolt is so hard to get out. Probably because they don't have like stubby stuff. Because I didn't have any problem, as you just saw, getting that out. So now I need to separate this guy, and it has a little line up. So it's a really thin flathead screwdriver. A little 1/4 inch stubby right here, and I just want to just kind of pry that out a little bit. I don't want to break this here because it's like cast aluminum, and you see there's not a lot of room, so you can see why I have the stubby screwdriver here. And just pry out a little bit on that side, do the little dance, and got it straight out. See, a lot of people said they had a hard time getting the filter out, but see, I don't think they're totally removing this. They just loosen that. They're just loosening this guy right here. When you take it all the way out, it gives you another 1/4 inch, and I was able to easily just pull this straight out. As you can see, it came from down there. I got some fluid that's dripping out, and this thing kind of came apart. Put my screwdriver back. This is the other part of it. It's still in there. So there's the bottom of the filter. So I gotta take this with me, because the guy at O'Reilly's, I knew it was full of metal shavings and stuff, because when I changed the fluid, the magnet had it on there. Yeah, because the guy at O'Reilly's was like totally getting the wrong part. And there's a seal that's on there. Yeah, the filter housing, it's got a lot of metal shaving in there. So that's all. So I'm gonna try to clean that out as best as I can. There's something else in there. It's like a little spring. Huh. Alright. So we didn't chew this up too bad. And seal is right there. That's not part of it. Where I had my screwdriver at. And I'm going to O'Reilly's to get the parts that he said. Let him know that I totally dropped the transmission and took it apart to get to this. So, all right, off.